But for me, the key thing really is this idea of taking responsibility as a country and as a continent, something that Ramaphosa definitely doesn't agree with. But like I saw this week as well on X, a big group of people came out against this idea that why is South Africa grouped together with sub-Saharan? We have no connection of the Sahara Desert, so why are we letting the West kind of define what where we are, what we are, when countries in the Sahara itself are Sahel and they're not classified as Saharan. So why do we let these old Roman designations of deserts and geographical bodies define us? And my kind of answer to that, it always comes back down to the same thing, and that is that unless and until Africa starts to take itself seriously, we will always be the victim of external forces. Um, the Horn of Africa, piracy there. We rely, I mean, 100% on the American Navy, the Chinese Navy, some European assistance, and the Indian Navy. Not one African country, not a singular one African country has sent its navy to the Horn of Africa. I think South Africa in the past may have, but that's not really a sustainable thing because we don't really have a navy anymore. Um, so how is it that for instance, Somalia can complain about, or Somalia can ban Israeli ships from the kind of the entrance to the Red Sea, when Somalia itself, with the African Union at its back, cannot police its own waters? How is it that the African Union and its representatives that go to conferences like this can condemn imperialism and aggression when in rapid succession it allowed, I think, three or four Sahel countries to be overthrown by military juntas, and just no kind of response from the African Union? I think if I look at their website now, I'm probably going to see something about sustainable development and rather than anything about how the issue in the Sahel is going to be solved, or how the ongoing uh, let's say ethnic cleansing in Darfur is going to be solved. Okay, so there's 2026, the year of water sustainability, the AU Media Fellowship, it's important, the Africa think tank platform, and something about transport and energy. There is nothing on their homepage about the African Union addressing these massive issues inside Africa and around immediately around Africa. And that's kind of what it all comes down to, is that unless we start as Africans, we start taking these problems seriously as internal issues that come from internal sources. Africa will always be a receiver of politics rather than a real participant in the formation of a new politics. It can talk about the multipolar world order. I'm sure the progressive mobilization gathering or whatever are very keen on this so-called multipolar world order, but do not for one moment presume that Africa is going to be one of the multiple poles. If there's going to be a multiple pole order or a multipolar world order, Africa will be a client to China, to Russia, uh, certainly not a power in itself, and that's a shame. I think that's a bad thing. Africa has everything going for it. We are the world's kind of resource basket. We have all the resources. We have all the human resources that we could possibly need. The fastest growing population in the world. We have the expertise, believe it or not. People say that it's not here, but it is here. We have nuclear physicists in Africa. We have engineers, and everyone is here. But we insist on being slaves to an outdated ideology, and that means we adopt policies that hold the continent back.